Sup, Sexy Peas? Welcome to Sexy Peas, recipes to give you confidence in the kitchen. Did you start it?
Yeah, I did.
Are we going?
Yep.
All right, we'll start off. Hey, welcome back. I don't know what I'm welcoming you back to because you're already here. Because of the editing, we'll make it like you're already here. Anyway, we'll start in the middle with a general rule. Here's my general rule. I don't always do it, but I like to do it, especially when there's other people around. And that is to always have a towel handy for cleaning your hands. I usually just put it on my shoulder so it's easy to get to, easy to wipe stuff up. And then keep your hands dry. That's it. So we're going to get rolling with a drink today. Again, use fun glasses. These are highball glasses. These are not highball glasses. These are lowball glasses, rocks glasses. What's the other name for them? Old-fashioned glasses. They're all the exact same thing. You can call them whatever you want. So we're going to start with these. We're going to make a drink called, it's called a Black Russian. You can call it a Black Ukrainian if you want. It's very simple. It's equal parts a coffee liqueur and a vodka. So if you're putting this drink together, we're going to put ice on it as well. So we want to make sure we have that. But if you're trying to do equal parts, you don't want to put the ice in first because then whatever you put in first is going to have less. It's just going to appear less because you're going to be the area taken up by the ice cubes. So what I prefer to do is fill it up, or half of whatever you're going to drink, but don't fill the glass halfway up. Fill it like a third of the way up. So there's our coffee liqueur. Try to make them about equal. Looks perfect to me. Then we'll have an equal part. Is it equal? I can see you eyeballing it.
It's pretty close.
It's pretty close, isn't it? And now try to put the exact, I hate these pourers. These things. I don't know if you can, I just don't like these things. They bug me. I'm back. Now we want to put equal parts. We want to put that same amount in of vodka, so we're doubling the depth. Some people do it by counting. Some people do it by spilling it on the counter. So now we should have roughly equal parts. They don't have to be exactly equal, but they need to be similar, close. And now once we get to this point, now we can add a couple of ice cubes. Don't drop them from too high. 2 or 3 should get it done. And there we go. Black Ukrainians. Oh, that smells really good. Coffee liqueur, vodka, ice. Oh, that's delicious. All right. Let's go. Got the general already. Okay. Okay, we're going to talk about staples now. Your staple for the week is oils. And there's lots of different kinds of oils. These are olive oils. There's coconut oil. There's vegetable oil. There's all kinds of different oils, and they all do different things. They all have different smoke points. You don't need to worry about that right now. We're not going to do anything that's going to get you into too much trouble. This week, I'm going to be using butter as my oil. We're going to be making pork chops. And so we're going to use butter to prep the pan before we start cooking. You okay over there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So cut that, now I'm going to go to food. So our meal this week is super simple because I love super simple stuff, but it's really, really good. So we're just going to do a simple pork chop. I went to my local baker, butcher. They're right next to each other, so I got a little confused. And he cut off a piece. I like bone-in pork chops. You can do them without the bone. Either way is fine. All we're going to season these with are salt and pepper. That's all you need. We're going to sear them, and then we're going to bake them. So it's a simple 2-minute sear on each side, and then baking for an hour. So where we're starting is when we bake them, we're going to wrap them in foil. So when I'm putting the salt and pepper on them, I'm going to go ahead and put them on the foil while I salt and pepper them so that I'm not losing salt and pepper and making more of a mess. So put each one on some foil. Super simple. Man, I'm gonna throw this away because it's yicky and blacky. And I touched stuff, now I gotta wash my hands. Dry it off with your towel. And all we're gonna do is salt and pepper. You don't need a lot. Test it yourself, see what you like. Here's the rough quantities that I put on. Pork does love salt. And we're gonna do each side. There's salt, grind on some pepper. If you like Jim Gaffigan, you know that there's no way to tell if it's fresh ground pepper or not. Maybe there is, I don't know. Ask Jim, it's not my stuff. All right, now we're gonna flip these over and salt and pepper the other side. I already washed my hands, so I don't want to touch them again. But I could have, because I just touched them a minute ago. All right, once again, salt and pepper for both of them. All right, now we're gonna get into actually searing. This is the fun part. But the first thing we need to do is we need to heat up a pan. That's about big enough to fit. I'm gonna do both of them at the same time. That'll fit both of them. So I'm gonna get some good heat. You can see how high the heat is on that. That's too high. That's a little past medium. And we want the pan to heat up before we start. So we'll let it just heat up for just a minute. You can pause it if you want. Did it pause?
Not yet. I was trying to see if I could zoom in and out while it's recording.
Actually, hold on a second. I don't want to use this. No, I guess I can use it. Doesn't matter. You ready? Mm-hmm. Are you going?
Yep.
Have you gone?
Yep.
Are you going? Okay, so our pan, not our pot. We're not smoking weed. This is a pan. Pan is good and hot now, so we're just going to add a little bit of butter, as much as you want. It doesn't really matter. You can hear it, so you know that the pan is hot. We're just going to cover the bottom, spin it around, or you can use your little spatula like I'm using. So the bottom is covered. Now we're going to drop in our pork chops. There's one of them. There's the second one. And then we're just going to set a timer for 2 minutes. And start it. And just let them sit. That's all you need to do. So they're going to sear for 2 minutes. Should we have like elevator music or something? Should I do like some interpretive dance? All right, so we're about done with our first 2 minute sear on this side. So when the timer goes off, we're going to just flip these over. Nothing special about it. Pick them up, set them back down. Sometimes, if you don't have any butter underneath, you can slide the pan around, get the butter underneath, get it back on the fire, reset a timer for another 2 minutes, and then let it go. All right, so pork chops have been in the oven for an hour, 300 degrees, for 60 minutes, which should be ample time to cook them. If you're worried, you can always leave them in a little bit longer. I'm gonna turn it off and pull them out. Ooh, they're gonna be hot, remember that. Be careful, wear 2 gloves. Ooh. And when you're taking the foil off, the foil is also going to be warm, but the nice thing about aluminum foil is it doesn't conduct heat, so it's not gonna, you can hold it and it's fine. You can ball it up and it doesn't stay hot, but the food inside is hot. I'll be back. Back. So we're gonna pull them out. We've not talked about this yet, but we can. Meat thermometers are pretty important when you're working with poultry and pork and stuff like that. The one that I have, which you're going to learn about next week because we already filmed it, it shows on it what temperature everything should be. This shows you that pork should be 170 degrees. So all I do is stick it till it's about halfway in. watch the temperature go up to 170 degrees, which I already know that it did because we already tested it when you guys weren't looking. So we know it's the right temperature. And that's it for a meal. I eat just the pork chop because these things are freaking amazing. You'll notice that this one's actually a little thinner. This is a 1-inch pork chop. I usually get an 1.5 inch pork chop. It's totally your prerogative. Depends upon, this is what my butcher had this week, so that's what I got. But the thicker pork chops, the 1.5 inch pork chops, I also only cook them for an hour and they work out just fine. The inch ones you may be able to take out a little sooner if you know how to feel and you feel comfortable using a thermometer. Pull it out a little early and test it. The way we have these wrapped up, they're essentially just continuously marinating in their own juices, so they're not drying out too bad, but you certainly can dry them out if you leave them in too long, so don't do that. Enjoy your meal. Oh, you could also, if you wanted to, pair this with like the mashed potatoes we made on week 1. Or just get some applesauce out of a jar and you can have pork chops and applesauce like the Brady's. I really need cue cards. Are you ready? Are you recording?
Yeah.
All right. Off to our toast. My friends are the best friends. Loyal, willing, and able. So let's get to drinking. All glasses off the table. Man, it's really good. I'm delighted. If you want to go faster than the speed that we are going, or if you want to watch old episodes, if you want to get prepared for what you're going to need for next week's episode, you can go to sexapiece.com. It's spelled sexapiece.com. There's a link below where you can click on that. And enjoy the kitchen. We'll see you next week. Did you start it?
Yeah, I did.
Are we going?
Yep.
All right, we'll start off. Hey, welcome back. I don't know what I'm welcoming you back to because you're already here because of the editing will make it like you're already cooking. You okay over there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So cut that, now we go to food. I went to my local baker, butcher. They're right next to each other, so I got a little confused. A minute. You can pause it if you want. Did it pause?
Not yet. I was trying to see if I could zoom in and out while it's recording.
We're gonna see her for 2 minutes. Should we have like elevator music or something? Should I do like some interpretive dance?